let's go take a look at your profile and everything you can access through your profile. So if you look at this little gray button down the right hand side, if you click on that, that shows your profile. Let's first go into the created stories. So you have two sections in your created stories: created in draft, meaning you have not published them to the public, but these are stories that you've already made. So maybe you haven't read these stories yet, or you just, don't love the story. So you can certainly go ahead and delete that story at the top, or you can go to the bottom over here and you can publish it, or you can go to your publish screen, and that takes you to all the stories that you've published, and you can go through all the stories, and these are the ones that's already landed in our community page. So the last one we've created was Freddy's Paris Adventure, and you can see that's popping up here in our published section. And then you go to your favorite stories. So these are stories that you've read, whether some of the ones that you've made or some of the ones other children have made that you've read on the community section and you think it's pretty cool and you may want to read it again. You can, once you favorite that story, this will pop up in your favorite section and you can access them anytime. And then here you have your read stories. So these are the stories that you read recently, and they will all pop up here. And again, it doesn't matter if it's your stories or somebody else's. If you read it recently, it will pop up. It will pop up here in the read story section. And then here are your downloaded stories. So we downloaded Freddy's Paris Adventure, which is awesome. And what that does essentially is that if you don't have an internet connection, you can still access Freddy's Paris Adventure, and you can read it anytime, even if there's no internet connection. And the achievements awards are very cool. These are created for each different profile, so each child will have their own achievements and rewards. So these are the one-time achievements. So the first time they've made a story, translated a story, they all get these awards that will pop up, and they tell them what a great job they've done. They have short-term goals, which is obviously a little bit more. You've read 3 stories, you've read 10 stories, so on and so forth. And these are kind of the stretch goals. You've read 100 stories. These are the bigger goals that you have in a long-term basis. And then here's the children profile. So again, you can set up a number of children profile. You can type in their name, you can add a picture, and you can add an age. And very shortly, they're going to have the accessibility features can be saved under here as well. And the other thing I want to show you is this search function. So if there's a story that you love, for example, I know there was a story that I was just looking at the other day for it was named Leo, and it was, and it will pop up here. So you can have all sorts of search functions. And the search functions also have filters, so maybe you don't know what you're searching for, but for example, that you want 6-year-old stories. You can apply that, and then you can show results, and it show you all the stories that's created for 6-year-old kids. Again, under the search function, you can look for anything that interests a child in terms of theme, in terms of maybe there's a story you remember reading, but you forgot to save it, or you forgot to put a little heart next to it. You can search for all of those stories. As long as they've been published, they're searchable.